Easter is one of my favourite times of year. Now, whether or not you celebrate it as a religious festival, I think it's a little bit irrelevant because it is a time of rebirth, joy, invigoration. We've made it through the long, dark winter and we get together with friends, family, loved ones, eat a load of delicious food, drink some great wine, and eat chocolate. What could be better? So today I've picked 4 wines that I think would be a great complement to any Easter celebration. For my first wine, I have picked a Godello, which is a grape variety that's grown in northwestern Spain. Now, in this particular region, it is Bierzo, so we are a world away from the sun-baked beaches of southern Spain. This is a landscape that is wild, it's wet, it has beautiful, lush greenery, and it's windswept from the Atlantic Ocean, battering it from all sides. Now, I love Godello. This is a wine that has great sort of body and feel about it, so I'm really looking forward to taste it. And it's a wonderful wine that you can have on its own or with a range of foods. So whether you just want to have a load of crisps at Easter, this would be great. Let's have a little taste. So it's smelling beautiful. I've got that lovely lime, lemon, citrus, a little bit floral, very spring-like. And that's all coming through. Lovely bright acidity, so that means my mouth is watering. I've got that juicy citrus. There is something also a little bit salty about it, a little salty lick, which I really like. But overall, I think for the price point, this is a really high quality wine. You'll get a lot of wine for your money. As I say, just have it on its own, have it with some yummy seafood, however you want to go, just a nice packet of crisps. But this is certainly a very good wine to try. And these lesser known grape varieties, you're generally going to find something with a little bit more interest too. For my next Easter pick, I've gone with a Chenin Blanc, not from the spiritual homeland of the Loire, but to the Western Cape in South Africa. Now, South Africa, I think, grows some of the absolute finest Chenin Blanc in the Loire, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know I get very excited by Chenin Blanc. It is a great grape that is versatile and capable of so much, from being bone dry to super sweet, from very easy, light going every day to through to something that's much richer and fuller and can have the capacity to age. It is a noble grape. But here we are in the Western Cape. We're in a region called Hemel-en-Aarde, literally translated on heaven on earth. And the brilliant winemakers involved in this are Chris and Suzaan Alheit. They're very much seen as the absolute masters of South African Chenin, and for a reason. This is all dry farm, so that means there's no irrigation. So those vines have to work hard to make some good concentrated grapes in a very hot region, although it does get a little bit of protection there. And it's also bush vines, so these lovely, beautiful, gnarly old vines. Instead of having rows of vines, which is very traditional in more everyday viticulture, bush vines are harder to work because you can't get tractors in there. You have to do everything by hand. So they have a wonderful array of these lovely ancient bush vines there. So enough about me chatting about this. Let's taste one of these wines. And I'm really looking forward to this one. And I'm getting so much on the nose. We've got that lemon note coming through, but it's honeyed. There's a floral touch. There's a soft apricot note as well, and I can't wait to taste. Lemon, citrus, apricot. Mouth is watering. Let's give a long up. There's a nice textural feel to it. So what do I mean by that? Well, across my mouth, I'm getting this lovely almost grip. There's a coating nature to it. It's not tannins like in a red wine, but there's certainly a real generosity to this, and the flavour is lingering and it's going on, all backed up with that yummy acidity. So this is a seriously high quality wine. Now, it's under the Wine Society's exhibition label, so they've done a special bottling just for them, but you can look out for his wines. Some of the very top wines are impossible to come by, but he does do a range. So wherever you are in the world, do try and find some Alheit Chenin Blanc from South Africa. Now, you might be rather traditional at Easter time and love to eat lamb. I certainly do. And I've picked a couple of red wines that I think would pair beautifully with such a dish, although they can be enjoyed with a wide variety as well. So Pinot Noir is often a common pick for lamb, but I have picked something that I think is a wonderful alternative. We're back in the Bierzo region in northwestern Spain, so the same area that the Godello, the white wine that we tasted earlier, is from. And this is the grape called Mencía. I love this grape. If you like Pinot Noirs, if you like Beaujolais, if you like Valpolicella, I would definitely look out for Mencía. It's a little bit lighter, it's a bit fresher, but it's still got bags of flavour. So let's have a little taste. And my gosh, hello crushed cranberry, hello sweet, yummy cherry. It's got a lot there that I'm really finding inviting. And that's coming through. I've got the cranberry, the cherry, really nice acidity. It's medium bodied, it's not like big and overpowering by any means. It's got a real freshness and lift to it, but you've got those really appealing red fruits and a little sort of spicy lick as well. So I think Mencía is a brilliant switch up, as I say, for those Pinot Noir, Beaujolais, Valpolicella. If you like a slightly lighter style of red, but with still heaps of flavour, this is an excellent grape variety to look out for. For my final wine, I've gone fairly classic and I picked a Chateau Neuf de Pape. So we are in southern France, in the area around Avignon. We're in the southern Rhone. This is beautiful, baked, warm territory where they have these gorgeous big galette stones in the vineyards. It's a really beautiful landscape. So in the Chateau Neuf de Pape, you can have a ton of grape varieties that go into it, but this is predominantly Grenache forward, but also some Syrah and some Mourvèdre in there as well. But I'm looking forward to tasting this. I think, again, with that lovely Easter feast where you have a table full of people laden high with some wonderful food, a really slightly decadent red wine to go on that table will be a very welcome addition. So let's have a little taste. And I'm getting some really deep, ripe cherries, ripe black plums. There's a nice little smoky touch there as well. Cherries, plums, a little bit pomegranate-y, a lovely, super smooth tannins, but they're there. They give a nice little grip and a bit of edge to them, but they're mellow and not harsh and aggressive by any means. And there's heaps of those layers of flavour coming through. So I've got all my yummy fruit. There's almost something a little bit chocolatey, a bit spicy, and it has this lovely depth of flavour that it just keeps on going. So I know it's a classic and we might try to switch things up a little bit, but sometimes they're just brilliant for a reason. And if you can find a good value one, then it's a nice addition to your Easter table. Cheers. I love Easter. In many ways, I actually prefer it to Christmas, and I'm somebody who loves a celebration. But Easter just has that slightly more laid-back, relaxed feel about it. You don't have to overthink it. You can just get some great food together, get some loved ones together, and have a lovely, relaxing time without any of the pressure. So the wines I've selected today hopefully reflect that feeling. There's something slightly a little bit different and also a little bit classic as well, but I think all of them would work really well. So whatever you end up eating and drinking and doing over the Easter period, I hope you have a great time. Cheers.